In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make functions in JavaScript on the P5 canvas with parameters. So I just want to start with this little slide. So when we define functions, as we know, it goes outside of the draw function and you give it a name. And today we're going to see that you can put parameters inside of the parentheses. Whatever happens, and then you call your function. And if you have parameters, that means that something was needed and you have to put arguments there. Okay, so we're gonna make a heart function, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and just take a look at my code that makes a heart. I would suggest pausing this video to do so. You're gonna pick a point that you think is best to reference. I personally think the best point is the 50 and the 180. I have highlighted all of the X's and all of the Y's. So you can see that 180, if I chose 180 for my Y, this would be Y, 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 and Y. And then this would be Y plus 80. If I choose 50 for my X, this would be X, X plus 100, X plus 50, X plus 25, X plus 75. Just like this. So we're going to go ahead and try and turn this into a function. What I would love for you to do is open up this editor. Just a reminder that you should pause this video, rewind this video, do whatever you need so you get this information. Okay, here I am. I'm just going to add that this is my 24 video. Okay, so what we have here is I've put it in angle mode because there are arcs. I have the heart. In fact, I'm just going to add that this is the heart. And I'm going to add a comment that says that this is the end of my draw function. And I'm going to go below. We will make a function for a heart that can be stamped anywhere all over the canvas. Now, I want you to think for a second. When I press play, I have this little heart. If I wanted to move it, I would need to have a new X and a Y. So like instead of being here at 50, 180, maybe I want it at 350. So in order to make new hearts at different locations, we need to have an X and a Y. These are required parameters. And the last little note I'll say is parameters go inside the parentheses when making a function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my new function. I'm going to call it make heart, parentheses, curly brackets. I'm going to copy my heart and I'm going to comment it out and put it down here. Now, what I like to do is I like to start with a little comment inside that says like my X was 50 and my Y was 180. And I'm going to go ahead and replace it like we talked about yesterday. So this is going to be X. This is X plus 100, X plus 50, X plus 25, X plus 75. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the Y. This is Y, Y, Y plus 80, Y, and Y. Now, we said that we need parameters. So inside these parentheses, I'm going to say that we need an X and a Y. Now, if you go ahead and run, nothing will have happened. But now we need to call our function. So if we come into our background or our draw function after background and we write make heart, first of all, if you just put parentheses, it won't work. And the reason is because it's telling you expected parameters. It expected things inside the parentheses, like expected arguments. So I'm going to give it two numbers, 100 and 60. And you can now see I have a heart there. Makes a heart at the arguments 160. We could make more. I could make one at 300, 300. What's really cool about functions is you can have as many parameters as you'd like. So for instance, I can add one called hue. And I can give it a fill of maybe hue 100, 100. And I should set myself into HSV mode. Okay, and you'll notice that right now it's not throwing an error, but it expects one more thing. So I need to go back and I need to give a hue. Maybe I want this one to be red. Maybe I want this one to be blue. And now they're different colors. Okay, let me know what questions you have.